bar challenge, and the challenge that I'm going to be doing today is going to be called level 31. So let's get started. So with level 31, if you click on our URL, we're given this level 31. Since web browsers have sandboxes, why not PHP 2? Can you read the .flag PHP file? You can take a look at the source code here. So it looks like we could type in commands right here. So we type ls, let's see what happens. Unexpected end of file eval code. So we get like some weird stuff right here. So we can check the source code to see what we could do. So we get right here, and it's set initialize set open base dr sandbox and chrd sandbox. So we'll pay attention to this later on in the video. But then we have so some value has to be set in the C value, and then after that it'll eval it, then it'll just die. And we have this, and this is basically all for the source code for the most part. So let's see. So what is init set and chdr? So init set, if we copy this and look up init set, there sets the value of the conversion option. This will keep this new during the script's execution and will restore a script ending. So init set the file convert. What's the purpose of init set in PHP? Then we should have an answer. Is to set the value again. This new value is kept by using script. So I guess it's a way of keeping certain values in place for the most part. So we're setting the open base dir. So what is open base dir? So open base dir string limits the files that can be accessed by PHP. So it limits whatever we can access. So I'm guessing we can only access whatever's in the sandbox. And then what's chdir? Chdir PHP changes the current directory to the directory. So that's what happens. And then we have init set display error reporting and all that. So how do we solve this challenge for the most part? Because we have this eval statement. So eval php ctf. So let's try one of these payloads. So what is this? Let's try this one. Open base directory. Let's see if we could use this one. Let's see what happens. See what we're given. So technically, because the PHP value, as if we just try this and see what happens. Call to undefined function open base dir in PHP. So we just look this up. What is check right here. Oh, system LSA AL. Let's try this one. Let's see if this will run something, because we could run like code, I think, my understanding. Oh, so system has been disabled for security reasons. So there's certain things that are disabled by this, I guess, functionality. So I guess a good question is, how do we solve this challenge for the most part? What could we do to solve this challenge? So one thing that we could try doing is, or like, I guess the main way to solve this challenge is, it comes down to this open base dir. And this open base dir. So if you guys didn't know, there's a CTF challenge related to this that happened back in 2019. CTF, which is Insomnia Hack 2019. So we bypassing open dir with two simple line of PHP, because open base dir, that means we're only restricted to the sandbox. And it says right here, no, I wasn't during, but I solved it afterwards. The challenge is to give a description, blah blah blah. It's whatever right here. So they run to this thing where it said there's no way to get a shell. But look, I think what they ran is eval to PHP info. So let's just run this to see what we have to. And I think we have the same version as it, if I remember correctly. So if we just do something like this, 7.3.321, 7. This one's a little bit newer, but it's based off this challenge. And then we could probably look at, what is this guy looked at? Reserve restrictions. disable function. So we could probably look at disable function, see what's disabled. Control F, disable function. So these are all disabled from us. So like anything that look pretty interesting, open file, link, touch, just anything that seems pretty like straightforward to use to like to read stuff from the file. But anyway, we go back right here. So these are the disabled functions on their end for the most part. It's a lot. There's no way to get a shell or something similar. However, we could do remote coding. So anyway, we could use file gets on right. Let's try that. So if we try this, we'll probably get the same thing now. If we're going off by whatever this thing is pressing, so we go back to this. If we try this again, we'll probably get the exact same thing. Fail to get content. No such file. Flag.php. Is not within the allowed paths, which is sandbox. So that's one thing that we got. It's not within the allowed paths. I never heard of, so I looked it up. Limits the files that can be accessed. So when I'm to find a read a file using only PHP, that were built-in PHP functions. I noticed that about simple value. So, well, basically what they did, they basically reset the init set function. And it says right here, as noted above by PHP, we can always tighten the by restrictions when we set to a new value. PHP checks where all the new paths will be allowed by the old open base DR settings. So allow and resolve to that. So basically what we're gonna do is basically rerun this as init set base, which is the default value that we have, and then after that we change it to a directory that we know we get. And after that, all we do is just run the chdir. So I think we could do something like this. If I do open path, open base dir, I think we could do something like this, because I think we could figure out the base directory that we, something like this. Open base dir. Oh, sandbox. No, it's just me trying random stuff. Sandbox. If we try this. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is basically copy this payload that this person has and just change it up a bit. So we're gonna copy this and then go right here. So what this is basically gonna do is we basically copy this. We're gonna get file get content flag, but what we're looking for is flag.php. So this is just gonna get changed simply to flag.php. Flag.php. Now we have that. So now if we go back at the beginning, so for them they did change there to image, and I guess I think they explain it right here why they changed it to image. Is after reading and coming back, I noticed that a bit about first we changed our current directory into a subdirectory using chdir. So they knew the current directory was var hw.html, but they went to, I guess, a subdirectory that worked in their favor. And so I think what we can do is probably get the directory. So they know it was image. So if you go back right here, so chdir. I think we could probably do something like this to get the current directory. I think we just check PHP info. Sand. Open base dir sandbox, and I think we have a temp directory too now. So yeah, we have a log path. We have a temp directory located in this subdirectory too. So you see right here, open log file path. We have a temp directory, so we're gonna use that for the most part. So the payload that they had was basically this. So we're just gonna simply just change this to flag.php, then go right here, and then just simply flip this around to something like this, open base dir. And the reason why they have rww.html is what they were restricted to, but we're restricted to a sandbox. So now we set the sandbox value similar to what it has right here, and now we're gonna change. No, now we're gonna change the directory, but to something else, which is the temp directory. Which simply we're just gonna do something like chdir the tmp. Now we go back a directory and go to we go back to the temp directory, and then after that we're gonna do the exact same thing, but this time we're gonna change the value back to change this value. I always get confused when I'm doing this. Web based there, that's gonna do that, and we're gonna change sandbox because that's just basically we're doing repetitive if we do that. But what we're gonna do is just reset it. We're gonna go back. That allows us to go back, and from here we start going back, and back. Which I could probably take this off right here. Take this off. Take this off. Take this off. We're gonna keep going back and back, and then after that, at the end, we're just gonna initialize how many times we went back. So it'll be init underscore set, and then we'll just do open base and then dir, and then we're just gonna do the thing that we usually do, which is just /, and then we're gonna dump the file content that we get right here. So if we run this should successfully work. Hopefully I didn't mess up nothing. So I'll just copy this again just to be sure, and then we execute it. We get index eval code stack. So what do we mess up on? So if we go back right here, and it's open base dir / sandbox chdir. We change it to the TMP, and it's set ini set open underscore base dir, and then we set that, and then colon, and then chdir, which is just changing the directory back, and then at the end we have init, it's ini set open base dir, and then that should work now unless I'm missing something. And we have string 89. So you're like thinking, oh, it didn't work for the most part, but it actually did, because if you view the page source, we basically went to the flag file, which is Websec cheers for blacklist for his fuck challenge for Insomnia Hack 2019, which is inspired by this. And this basically works because we were able to change the directories. The whole base directory can be easily defeated. Yeah, and it says right here, there's more information given to right here. The only reference I found were the real bugs inside PHP, ignoring it. So yeah, just basically just changing directories, because we have access to eval code and we could change it within it there. And after that, just simply going back in directory. See right here, chdir, they go back, and they keep going back until they reach the root directory. But right here, they grab the content, but we can't do that right away. We have to change it again, and then we could grab the content, which makes it a bit different, but similar with the same challenge that we were doing for the most part. But yeah, anyway, that's about it for this challenge, and yeah, hopefully you guys learned something new today. I know I did. We had to go all back to Insomnia Hack in 2019, but anyway, yeah, that's about it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.